Tonight, we continue our investigation into illicit fentanyl that's being pressed into fake pills and laced into drugs. It's being sold all across the First Coast and all over social media. And if you haven't talked to your kids about it yet, now is the time to do so. Tonight, I'm going to show you how drug dealers are targeting kids. It's a message the mom you're about to hear from wants to spread. She lost her daughter to an accidental overdose.
I think it's Russian roulette. I think it's like walking in front of a semi-truck going 100 miles an hour.
Stacy Williamson's daughter, Amber Lee Johnson, is part of a growing number of victims of fentanyl poisoning.
Heard my grandson, he was supposed to be in school.
Her 5-year-old son thought his mom was asleep.
So I went and knocked on the door and I said, "What are you guys still doing in the bed?" I guess something in my heart, kind of told me something wasn't right because she wasn't answering. I was like, okay, open the door right now. And finally, he came and opened the door and I just started yelling. I'm like, get up right now. And so I went over and I touched her and she was cold.
Amber Lee battled addiction following an injury. Her journal spells out her struggle as she fought to get clean.
She said, I know what it's like to want to die, how it hurts to smile, how you try to fit in, but you can't.
In 2018, at the age of 28, her mother says she relapsed and took what she thought was heroin, not knowing it was laced with a deadly amount of fentanyl.
It's been 4 years, and a lot of people think that, I should be okay, but it is a heavy, heavy weight.
Come on. You're right, come on, boss.
Drug overdoses killed more than 107,000 people last year in the U.S.
You guys give me Narcan? No, don't have any.
The majority involving synthetic opioids like fentanyl.
I gave him Narcan, possible fentanyl.
One tablet alone can kill a person.
Agnes Winokur, the director of the DEA's lab in Miami that analyzes what federal agencies seize, says multiple drugs are often being mixed together without the user knowing.
When you think of heroin danger alone, but then when you mix it and it has fentanyl in it, it's just incredible the danger that this poses in the public. It's a ticking time bomb.
And if you think your child isn't in danger, think again. Drug traffickers are targeting kids online, and these days, any drug, even marijuana, could be laced with fentanyl.
We all had to be investigators and pay attention to things that change, and I just didn't notice. It went right over my head.
She later learned her daughter was using Snapchat to communicate with her dealer. According to the DEA, drug traffickers are advertising on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, often in stories that disappear. They then communicate through encrypted apps like WhatsApp, Signal, and Telegram.
So anyone that has a smartphone and they're engaged on a social media platform, a drug dealer could find you on there.
Mark Skeffington, Deputy Special Agent in charge of DEA's Miami Field Division, warns parents that dealers are using emojis to market drugs and counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl. This is what you need to look for. These are the emojis the DEA says are often used for fake prescription drugs like Percocet and oxycodone and Xanax and Adderall. If you see a smiley face with money signs, a crown, money bag, dollar bill, or a plug, those are commonly used by dealers. A blue heart can be a sign for meth, a brown heart or dragon can signify heroin, and a snowflake, diamond, 8-ball, or key are emojis used to sell cocaine.
Parents need to be aware of this. They need to have those honest and open conversations at the age that they feel is appropriate, but at a young age, middle school or high school, this is a significant threat.
A threat Stacy is now all too familiar with. One she wants parents to know about before it's too late.
If we all looked at it like it's like having a plane crash every single day, that's what it's like. This is an epidemic. This is something we have to open our eyes about, and we have to be compassionate, and we have to do some learning.
So check to see what your kids are doing on social media. And I've linked resources for parents, including the DEA's emoji decoder, to this story. It's on firstcoastnews.com. And next week, I'm going to take you inside the DEA's Miami lab, and I'll show you what shocked me. Drugs packaged to look just like candy. Next Wednesday at 11, only on First Coast News.